Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Coolb'more driver coming at you once again. This is my third video for today, my final video for today. And what I'm going to talk to you about is what most drivers, I won't say fear, but worry about, especially if you drive late at night. A lot around a lot of club areas and areas where there's some nice events involving alcohol. So what it is I'm going to talk to you about is what to do if an individual gets sick in your vehicle. And what I mean by getting sick is they earl in your vehicle, they leave some type of bodily fluid in your vehicle. Believe it or not, it happens. I'm going to give you the example of what happened to me and explain to you exactly what I did. And this should particularly or typically work on the Lyft platform too, because when it happened to me, I was driving under the Uber platform. Lyft should have something similar, and as a matter of fact, they do have something similar. And it should be similar as well if it's damage to your vehicle, whether it's internal or external. So, I was driving downtown Baltimore, got a call, picked up 4 college students. They were heading back to the Towson State University area. All of them were nice. They were cool. Even when the young man got sick in the vehicle, everybody was very apologetic. They were cool. The ride, I still rated a 5-star ride because they were cool. All right. Some of you may rate it 3 or 4-star because they damaged your vehicle. I understand that, but they were still cool. Even the gentleman who got sick was deeply apologetic. But I let them know, it's like, look, hey, I'm going to put in a claim because you got sick in my vehicle, and chances are whoever's paying for this ride is going to get pinged for it. So, they were like, okay, you got to do what you got to do. We respect that. Again, very cool people. Just one of them partied too hard. So as we're getting on, for those of you who know Baltimore pretty well, we're getting on I-83 from downtown Baltimore, heading back towards Towson State University. Soon as I get on I-83, maybe I would say about 2 or 3 minutes into the being on the highway, young man, he's sitting in the front seat with me, unbuckles the seatbelt. I'm like, oh no, you don't. You're not getting sick in this vehicle. This truck is brand new. So I rolled the windows down, unlocked the vehicle, unlocked the door, pulled the vehicle over, and was praying that he would get out of the vehicle and do his business. Well, he did his business. He hung over my vehicle, hung over the open window and did his business. And so at that point, I knew that there was no way that, and actually he did that before I was able to pull over. He did that before I was able to pull over, and you'll find out how I know how this happened. I'm a little bit into this. So anyway, the young lady, there was one guy and 2 girls in the back. One of them was singing off key. It was real cool, real crazy like, and the other 2 were just like, oh my goodness, we're so sorry. And I knew that the one of the young ladies was the one that the more calmer one was the one that paid for the ride. So she's like, I'm so sorry. He's not normally like this, so on and so forth. And I was like, hey, you know what? Things happen. Respect goes both ways, right? But again, I did tell him, hey, I'm gonna have to put in a complaint, and chances are you're gonna get charged for it. So just be aware of that. And so she was like, okay, no problem. So went on. Dropped them off. They wanted to make a stop at a restaurant, so took them to the restaurant. I think it was a McDonald's, and then took them back to Towson State University. And as soon as they got out the ride, closed off the ride, and I could smell. I had the smell. All right, so the smell came through, and I was like, "There's no way I'm going to subject another customer to this." So I shut off my rides for the rest of the night. Thank goodness I did this, and I'll explain to you and a little bit further down this video why it was a good thing, other than not wanting to subject another customer or another person to that horrendous smell that was in my truck. So Went home for the night. Little disappointed, but I still hit my goal. Well, no, I didn't hit my goal. I hit my goal after. So anyway, went home a little disappointed because I didn't hit my goal. And woke up the next morning and I Googled, hey, what do I do if somebody gets sick and I'm an Uber driver? So boom. The blog told me what I needed to do. So this is what you do. If you have an issue with a trip, you go into your trip's history, or you go into the history of your trips. You go to the specific trip that you had an issue with. You click on that trip, and there's a menu option that'll come up and says something to the effect of, I had an issue with this trip. You click on that, and you explain in detail, right? Exactly, what happened on the trip. Even though there's a map of the trip, Uber still wants you to say, hey, I picked up customers from this point, dropped them off at this point, and this is what happened in between. That's basically what it is. So it's the who, what, when, where, how, and of course, all the details of the trip. And what you do is you take, so for instance, when I woke up the next morning, I took photos. I took photos of the damage that was on the outside, or the mess that was on the outside, the passenger side of my truck. Took pictures of that. And I didn't realize until I actually got in the truck that to take it to the car wash, that the young man had wiped some of it inside of my truck. I know that's gross, but I'm just trying to explain to you how this works. So took pictures of the inside, went to my car wash. And normally this is a detailing job, but I frequent this car wash so often until this guy was pretty cool. The owner was pretty cool. So I went in and, I showed him what was going on with my truck. And, guy knew I was an Uber Lyft driver. He said, hey, you know what? We'll wash the truck, no problem. It's not like we actually put hands on the trucks because they, use brushes and stuff like that. And then I showed him the inside. And I said, hey, I know this is a detail job, but if you can take care of this would be great. He said, oh yeah, I got some chemicals, won't cause any damage to your vehicle. Boom, we'd be good to go. So my car wash only cost me $26. It's the normal car wash that I always get. Had the pictures, had a copy of the receipt to show that I had a cleaning fee, sent it into Uber. This was a Saturday morning I did this. So I sent it into Uber via the app on that specific trip. And I know I got lucky because within 5 minutes, I had $80 in my account on top of the $25 ride from those college kids. And Uber charged the customer $80 for my cleaning fee. Now, you may be asking, well, you only paid $26 for your car wash. How did you get an $80 credit back? Well, here's the thing, and I don't know where it is. I've heard about it, but Uber and Lyft, they have set fees as to what a customer would pay if they cause damage to your vehicle or if they leave a mess in your vehicle. All right, so I think I did Google it one time, and I know I saw something for Uber that said up to $150 for bodily fluids. So I got my up to $150 via $80 in my account. Now there's other things, physical damage. That's probably going to be a little bit more entail because that's going to entail your insurance company, and that's going to entail probably mechanic or something like that. But that's it in a nutshell. I mean, once you submit those claims, make sure. So a couple things to remember. If somebody causes a mess in your vehicle, and especially if it's bodily fluids, stop your rides. Take pictures. I know it's going to cost you money and time. I got it. But take pictures. They at that time, I don't know if they do it now because I haven't had that issue since, But at that time, they only gave you 2 slots for pictures and 1 slot for receipt. So take 2 good pictures to clearly show the mess, and have a cleaning receipt. All right. Receipt needs to be clear. So the name of the place, how much you paid, that kind of stuff. You pay credit card, doesn't matter. Cash doesn't matter, as long as you have a receipt. Okay, you send that into Uber and Lyft, depending on which platform you drive in. And I don't know what Lyft's requirements are as far as taking pictures and submitting receipts, because I haven't had that issue under the Uber platform, so I can't necessarily speak for them. But I can speak to the Uber platform. But I would assume that it's something very similar with the Lyft platform, and it may just be a thing of me asking a question to their customer service or Googling it, which everybody's secrets are on Google, right? But that's it in a nutshell. Once you send it, you may get lucky like me and get a response in 5 minutes. It may take a couple hours. Hopefully it doesn't take a few days. And you should have your money. Now that money goes directly into your earnings, and it is deposited as your regular earnings. So when your earnings go through, that goes through as well. So that's not considered a promotion. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm the Coolbmoredriver driver. If you've got any questions, once again, I'm going to post up my promo codes. I will post my email, and I will post my YouTube channel. So if you like this video, the information that I'm putting out, please check like on the video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be putting up more videos as I see people who are having questions or just something that just pops into my mind, and I say, hey, you know what, that's a great idea, I want to post that. So I wish everyone a happy and safe day. Take care.